of underground coal mining MN 2102 to the spring session of 2021-22. Welcome to this MS team in this Omicron COVID-19 period. Now let me know whether my slide or screen is visible. I am sharing the screen. Now is the screen visible? Let me know. Then I will continue our class. Is it visible now? Very good. Sir. Nice. So once again, welcome to our lecture 1 on 7th January at 10 a.m. 2022. I hope you are all taking care of Omicron and COVID-19 with all precautions. That is the reason why we are having these online classes, so that all our beloved children, I mean you, should be safe, healthy, and taking care of your parents who are living guards there at your home. Now continuing with our class of this MN 2102 online teaching learning process. Don't feel if there is any problem of connectivity or internet connectivity problems, because this is a quite common issue nowadays with many people. There may not be connectivity problem, may not be connectivity sometimes in between. So your attendance will be suitably taken. So don't worry for that. That is number one. Number two is, since some students are there in very remote places, so we understood the problems because of these 2 years of experience on online teaching learning process through this COVID-19 first, second and third wave periods. So we are taking care of all these issues. That is the reason why all these recorded versions are available in our MS team, as well as for those who are unable to access those things also. Our CR or second CR, they take that responsibility to convert into YouTube link so that anybody can see anytime without any problem. Now continuing with our class of today. Now initially I generally spend a couple of classes on explaining what we are going to discuss in this. And since already you are in third semester, you are in which semester now? Fourth semester? Somebody should respond to me. Yes. You are in fourth semester. Yes, fourth. So already you read something about mining geology, something about either development of mineral deposits or introduction to mining, whatever it is. And now we are going a step ahead with underground coal mining. So that part, whatever was already covered, I need not reiterate it, but minimum required issues we will be discussing and going in details into these methods of mining and designing all those things. And for this, our is a 3-credit course 300 underground coal mining theory subject, and this is our MN 2102. And our course objectives, because before learning anything, doing any work, spending time for anything, we should understand what for we are doing that. So this course objectives of this particular course, when I designed long back, 15 years back, or before that also many people were teaching about this. I tried to give some more inclusions into this, mentioned or not mentioned inside, with my little experiences of 35 years, 20 years as a scientist in CSIR and Ministry Mines, and of course since 2006 as a professor here, and with 2 years experience in underground coal mines, largest underground coal mines in southern India. I was there as a ventilation officer and also machine mining district in charge. So with all these experiences, I try to give more and more awareness and information to our students. And I expect with these objectives to introduce underground coal mining methods and to create awareness on recent underground technologies to the students. This has been my objective in giving this type of course. With my little experience of 35 years already, I told you, my beloved students, of underground coal mining methods, learning from National Institute of Technology, Rourkela, a temple of education for us the mining education in our mining department. Now, what I expect then from you when you complete this course and when you pass out, somebody may fail, but when you pass out, we expect that yes, course outcome is Number one, you will be understanding the details of development of a mine for exploitation, and for the time being, let me also take it for granted that development of mineral deposits or introduction to mining, already you read about it. Okay. And part of that knowledge, you should be in a position to share and tell how much you understood. Then only I will be going forward, so that I need not reinvent the wheel, need not say whatever was already taught to you in the previous semester by anybody else or by me, whatever, by that course, so that we can spend more time on the latest issues of underground coal mining technology and coal mining methods, because we have a lot of problems. And at this stage, I should tell you, my beloved students of underground coal mining methods, MN 2102, that majority of the mines now we have converted to open cast mines, but that may not last for a long time. And our, whether it is a Ministry of Coal or Coal India, whatever other companies, they are trying their best to go for underground, but they are unable to do that. And that is also the reason, and that also gives us a focus impetus on the requirement, urgent need of going for innovative methods of underground coal mining. And in that way, when you see, that was a number one, you are supposed to understand the methods of mining. And when you are understanding, there we expect to analyze the requirements. So that is the reason why I have given you in the course outcome number 2 as analyze design requirements of underground coal mining methods, what type of designs are available and what type of designs we are supposed to do. Then number 3, when you learn about these things, then you will be able to apply different type of even support systems, or including even stowing, backfilling, whatever the methods, so that you will be protecting even the surface structures, because that is also one of the problem on eco-friendly mining, or whatever you say, sustainable development of our mining methods. Then this is the course outcome, what is expected from you, so that ultimately we are going for stability of that workings over that underground mines, whatever is designed for, and while extraction with due importance and with due consideration of conservation and safety, and of course productivity and their production levels, and also economy, of course, that is a next stage which is very much required. Otherwise, your mining will be stopped. So this is what, and here itself, let me tell you, my beloved students of underground coal mining methods, 99% of all underground coal mines are running under loss in India. But you may have a $1 billion question there, right? Then if that is the case, why you are working? Think about it. Even I can give you one simple example where we are doing a lot of investigations. More than 10-15 projects at present we are conducting from NIT Rourkela, from my side, in different coal fields. Part of it is in underground coal mines also. So I will be giving you all that latest information depending on your interest, as a learning based education. It is not teaching based, right? So I believe in learning based depending on your interest and learning capability. We'll be discussing further. So this is what is the outcome, what I expect. And then coming to the syllabus, you should know about the syllabus in detail in the beginning, so that after a week you will be identifying out of this syllabus what may be interesting for you, interesting topic of that out of the total syllabus. You will be selecting that, and then that will be taken as an assignment for you. I will be explaining you later, if not everything today, of course next class also. At least 2 classes I take to make you understand in details what is this course, what for this is, what is expected from this, what you will be learning, what skills you may develop, and what is expected out of you. And of course, examination procedure, everything we will be discussing within a couple of classes in the beginning, so that by 1 week or 4th or 5th class lecture, you will be able to say that yes, out of this total syllabus, I am more interested in this topic. So that may be different for different persons. Then that will be selected as your assignment topic. Then on that assignment, you will be working on and preparing in international journal format a paper with international national critical review of the whatever systems or approaches, right? So we'll be discussing further, right? Now, coming to the syllabus, what we'll be covering in this, little bit you may consider or you may think that part of it is already covered, right? But we'll be giving more focus on our coal mining, and that is to underground coal mining. And then in that module 1, there are 4 or 5 modules in this. Module 1, development of stratified deposits, right? So how to develop, already you know something. I will not ask you questions in the first day, don't worry. But generally what I do is I have your books, notebooks, writing every class after that who responded and how many marks they deserve as a TA mark. So many things I will be doing that. Then here, development of stratified deposits, partly already you know about it, how it is developed through shafts, inclines, whatever, right? And elites and other things, okay? So now in detail, with specific reference to coal mines, we will be discussing a little bit more. And then choice of the mine size, why the mine size should be of this size and all those things will be there. So here itself, may I ask you very simple, don't take it as a query for awarding marks, right? So you have seen in your previous courses, what are the approaches for a mine? I mean, how you are entering into the mine from the surface in underground mines. Anybody want to respond? Anybody? Because you read about introduction to mining, development of mineral deposits. From the surface, how you are entering into the underground mines.
Sir, there are 3 ways of entering to the.
But first you tell your name, because everything is being recorded.
My name is,
yes.
My name is Ayush Meher, sir. There is 3 ways: shaft, incline, and decline. And there is the significance of decline, incline, and shaft. It depends upon the depth and coal seam. Also.
Very good. That's fine. That's fine. Right. Very good. So more specific to some of the examples of the mines also we will be discussing, right? So I have data of more than 100 mines with me, wherein 120 projects we have conducted, and still we are doing more than 10-15 mines investigations from NIT Rourkela from my side. So we will be going into all the details of the present mine. What is happening yesterday in a mine in Singareni or in VKP mine, in some mine in Orient mine, which is there in MCL, Mahanadi coalfield, or some other mine in Southeastern coalfield, this whatever, right? All those details also we will be discussing. And that is what is your primary development and how we have been doing it. Then method of entry, as our Ayush said nicely, whether you may be entering into shaft, decline, incline, whatever, right? The shaft may be again inclined one, vertical, so many things. Then our edit mining, right there. Then primary development means now we start development from the shaft, how you do. There are so many approaches for that. All those things we will be covering in this. Then module 2 will focus on the methods of mining, specifically on the classification. There are so many methods of mining being used and so many new methods of mining being introduced, and all those things about that we will be discussing. And then we will be seeing so many examples. Especially I focus more on giving a lot of importance to our national education policy from local to global, right? Giving Atmanirbhar Bharat, whatever you say, that Indian examples, Indian mines, because we have a lot of problems in our own underground coal mines itself. So I will give focus more on that and some of the solutions what were adopted, maybe some trials made with my little experience of 35 years, whatever we did as a scientist in CSIR or ministry coal, ministry mines, all those things we will be discussing. So that when we go out of this class, I mean after this semester, you should become one of the best underground coal mining engineers in India, if not in the world. Now, board and pillar methods, its development extraction. Already you know little bit, I know that, because I have been a member in so many boards in different states of the part of the country. And we have in all these topics, you learn something about development and extraction, but the details you will be going into the total methods of different wooden pillar, and under that it can be later in the longwall mining, its face mechanizations, production equipments, few maybe there in your material handling system or mining machinery, that type of subjects. And those things we will be giving less importance, because already which was covered. I need not explain you what is the meaning of side discharge loader or loader dumper or a conveyor, because already you will be learning about that in mining machinery or about that in material handling system. So all these things we will consider, and then accordingly which suits better for us for total design of the mining method, we will be concentrating more on that. And then face machinery, then coal cutting machines, drills, whether it's mechanical loaders, it can be LSD, shuttle cars, right? Their performance and choice, all those things we will be discussing on that. When it comes to this, anybody can say, other than whatever I have written here and told, what are other mining machinery you know, which are used in underground coal mines? Anybody want to respond? Anybody? Don't worry if you are unable to respond because of your connectivity problem. Somebody may be interested to say, but their microphone is not allowing it. Their computer is not allowing it. There may be some problem in the connectivity in the global system itself, their position. Okay, don't worry. Then special coal mining methods, and that also we will be discussing. But here I have not changed it, but don't worry. This coal mines regulation, you may note down somewhere. Coal mines regulation is modified, and we will be discussing about 2017, right? That coal mines regulations also, and then we will be going to the module 3, where we will be discussing in details about the support systems. That may be in the roadway support systems, at the face, what is the support systems and how to design, and then supports for different places, I mean, of the workings, for the junctions, and for specific special conditions also how to design. There may be some faults somewhere, there may be some type of joints, slicken sides, so different geological disturbances, and in specific situation. Giving examples of different mines, I will be showing you with so many things, so many examples of the mines, then we'll discuss. Then setting and withdrawal of the supports, then how to set and how to withdraw, because there is a critical issue. When you set the supports, can anybody say what are the different type of supports used in the underground mines from your previous semester, what you learned? Other than what I have written here, roof bolting, roof stitching, these words I used here. Other than this, what are the other type of supports used in underground coal mines?
Sometimes we make net
First
also.
you tell your name. This is being recorded, and then all these things I will be considering in your TA marks. That's what is a quiz, online evaluation, continuous evaluation process. Tell your name and then give the answer. Don't worry if
Sir,
it is a wrong answer. Yeah.
My name is Ayush, sir. Sometimes we may give the net also for production of coal. Net or
Any other?
like ply-like structure also get if the rock mass is very harder like that. Or sometimes we get pillars, small iron rod pillars or wooden pillars for supporting system.
That is a props and roof bolts,
Yes,
or what? That props can be iron prop, wooden prop, hydraulic prop,
and
friction prop. All these
for
names you note down.
for wall, when you drilling in wall also we sometimes use net. As I said, I saw in picture of mine development also.
Very nice. I will be showing all these things to you. Right.
Yes,
very
sir.
Nice. Some of you know very well. Good. So then systematic supporting and protection, that is to protect, there should not be any damage in the overlying workings or on the surface. So many things we are supposed to do. Even when there is a shaft, near the shaft, you are supposed to give some size of the pillar so that the shaft should be protected. So or to protect the upper seams, then you have to give some size. So many things are supposed to be done. And systematic support, in the previous regulation, you may note down in between also, SSR, systematic support rule. This was 108 regulation in 1957. Now it is changed. Now we call it as a with a different name. and there we will be designing the support and also monitoring. That is called as a SCAMP. It is not a scam of politics, but SCAMP means strata control and monitoring plan. We are supposed to prepare under the new regulations of 2000 coal mines regulation 2017. Otherwise, it was a 108 regulation of previous one 1957, whatever was there. There they used to call it as a systematic support rule, SSR. But now that name is changed or modified, repealed in the new regulations as SCAMP, SCAMP. You may note down somewhere, right? So all those things we'll be discussing. Then in the module 4, when we are supposed to protect the surface features, on the surface there may be some structures. The structures may be different. Achha, I forgot to tell you, my beloved students, generally after 30 minutes I used to take a break. Now it is 10:36 or 35. Now CR will remind us so that after 30 minutes we should have 1-2 minutes of break so that any students can ask their questions, any doubts. I think that is fine, Saswat, Devi.
Yes, sir.
Very nice. So now since we started little late, after 2 minutes you remind me, I stop for 2 minutes break. Okay. Now it is 10:36. 10:40 you just ask me for a break. Okay. Otherwise it should be at after 30 minutes. Okay. For that there is a logic. When anybody talks continuously for a long time, then that attention of the students also or anybody who is hearing also may get diverted. So there should be a break in between. इसलिए बड़ा बड़ा महाभारत में रामायण में भी ये ब्रेक होता है. ब्रेक उठता लेदा. Why I am telling in different languages is in national education policy we are supposed to teach in many languages. Language understood by the students. Of course I cannot teach in Odia, तो उसके लिए नहीं पूछना है. But I can teach you in Hindi, English, little bit of Telugu also. Right. So in this module 4 we will be discussing on stowing and filling methods so that surface is protected. Surface may be, you may be having some type of rivers, some type of ponds, even national highways, even thermal power stations, or sometimes you may have to work underneath your Parliament Bhavan or underneath something else. Okay, how to protect that? Then gathering and transportation arrangements to do that. And nowadays it is a paste filling techniques and so many things are coming up. And not only stowing with sand, there we are going with fly ash, pond ash, with so much of different materials. And even we are crushing overburden and then using it as a sand or the material for backfilling. So many things we are doing it. All that we will be discussing. Then stowing plans and how the layout in the module 4, we discuss that. And in that way, these are some of the references I am giving you. But I think this is a time I should take a break and later we will take these references. That is more better. Shall we take break now, Saswat, Devi?
Yes, sir.
Very nice. So now I am going for your attendance. Let me take your attendance now. Download attendance. It is downloading. Now you can ask if you have any doubts for 1-2 minutes. You know why class period is only 50 minutes or 1 hour? Why not more? Anybody? If you are asking any doubt, I will respond. If you are not asking, then I will ask some doubts. Otherwise, we can utilize this time in a different way. आप लोगों को मैं अंडरग्राउंड माइन में ले जाऊं?
Yes, sir. Why not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please.
Very good.
Yes,
How
sir.
many of
Yes,
you?
sir.
How many of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How many of you have
Yes,
seen
sir.
underground mines?
నేను వస్తా సార్.
How many of you have seen underground mines?
Sir, in photos, sir.
In photos
Just
and
in
videos
photos
also.
Underground
and
mine visit नहीं किया?
video.
No, sir.
No,
Only
sir. No,
videos.
sir.
No, sir.
अच्छा. Then in that case, what I do is before going into the reference, I am taking you to underground mine. ठीक है? उससे
Yes,
पहले
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
क्वेश्चन है
Yes,
तो
sir.
पूछिए. Any queries? Any doubts?
Sir,
हाँ.
sir, is it compulsory to do backfilling always?
हाँ, very good. Any other doubt? एक दो पूछिए, एक ही बार बताऊंगा मैं. ठीक है. So it is not compulsory. Lekin you should tell your name also. I told this is being recorded and it will be
Sorry,
seen by
sir. My name is Ayush, sir.
ओके देन तो आयुष ही पूछ रहे हैं और कोई नहीं पूछ रहे मतलब सब लोग सो रहे हैं क्या ठीक है नो
No,
प्रॉब्लम
no, sir. No, sir.
सो
No,
आयुष
sir, no, sir.
राइट आयुष आर यू हियरिंग
Yes, sir.
वेरी गुड सो when we are mining I mean underground ठीक underground mine में बगल में रखा are you able to see that
Yes, sir.
right then
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
there are some places where surface should be protected. That means where suppose on the surface there are some roads and then so many things, right? And but somewhere this underground mine may be so deep, even this effect may not reach up to surface. Then you need not worry. And there may be some places where you are working under the forest and the depth is so much, so even cracks also may not come. Or even if cracks come on the surface, that may not be having the effect. Right. In that case, need not be. That is the reason why we have divided that methods into two categories. One is a caving method and then stowing method or backfilling method. So caving method means we are, it is something like bindas. आप तो बिंदास प्रोग्राम देखता है ना टीवी में राइट आप ऐसे
Yes,
अंदर
sir.
में घुसिए जो चाहिए ले लीजिए बाहर आइए जो होगा सरफेस में होने दीजिए ठीक है that means you are not worried about what is happening on the surface. So there may be some places where surface need not be protected, right? But nowadays even forest is also supposed to be protected. You have to design the working so that that strain coming on that should be less than 3 mm per meter or 10 mm. So many things are there in designing the methods. Okay,
Sir,
is it giving
it
you
depends
answer?
on rock.
Right,
Sir, it depend on rock, I think.
definitely.
If rock
Yes.
is so harder, then if we make mining under a big city, if rock is too hard, then we need not to feel, I think.
Very good.
But
But,
where I am right or wrong, I don't
that
know.
is, no, your point is very much right at your level. And when you do that, we have faced a very big music in South Africa when they thought that roof is competent, okay, and they extracted for some size of the panel that may be competent, right? Then I am showing you very simple. Now this is a total mine area, and my panel, what I am extracting is only of this much, right? When my panel width is this much, and this may not reach up to the surface, right? And even this may be a strong strata. That's what happened even in our some of the mines, like our Chercha. I will be giving so many examples. You please note down that mine names also, right? Especially in India, where this rock, competent rock means that is a sill, SILL, sill. You note down that sill, which is very strong. So even substance will not reach on the surface. But this sill of 14 meter to 70, 80 meters in southeastern coal fields, I will be giving you lot of examples and I will be showing you lot of videos, photos and my investigations also over 35 years, right? Where now if this width of extraction increases, even this whatever you thought as strong also will become weak and all of a sudden there will be a collapse. That's what happened in South Africa long back, and there started your pillar design formula by Solomon, whatever it is. And that's what we apprehended, or I apprehended as a scientist long back in southeastern coal field. And there it was very strong. It is not causing any problem, right? In Chercha mines. That example I am giving because we have done a lot of investigations, designed new mining methods, and Chercha you note down somewhere else. That is a very notorious mine in southeastern coal field where first time longwall, mechanized longwall we introduced, and that was a failure. And that failure was because of this type of strong strata and dynamic weighting on the shield supports. And next is a Kotadi mine, that is Eastern Coalfields Limited, where people thought it is very strong and it will bear, and all of a sudden after 3 panels, after extraction of 1 panel, 2 panel, and Kotadi you note down, KOTTADIH, Eastern Coalfields Limited. There in April 7, 1997, right. 1997, April 7th. This happened with CD of France when third panel was extracted. That was the 4.5 meter long wall mining, first time in India we did it, and there was a failure after third panel. So this type of problems came when we think that it is strong and later it has become weak when width of extraction is more. And though all the details, including court, international court of inquiry arbitration committee, I was there fighting against Ferrast and Professor S.S. Peng, right? All those things I will explain you, my beloved students. I hope Ayush, that is fine. Shall
Yes,
we go
sir.
ahead? Right. Now I am showing you, I am taking you to underground mine. Are you able to see something here? Underground mine दिख रहा है आपको?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
क्या दिख रहा है?
Pillar.
Light
ये
color.
करो ना,
Underground
What
tunnel.
you are able to
Underground
see?
tunnel.
Light.
tunnel दिख रहा है ना? So you have to carry your own light. That's what I wanted to say here. ठीक है? In underground, you have to carry your own light. And now I am taking you to a mine where Ministry of Coal project for designing concept and extraction, simultaneous extraction, you note down. Simultaneously, first time in the international scenario was done through Ministry of Coal. Right? It was in 1999, that time when I was a scientist in ministry, and this was that video of extraction of 3 seams simultaneously, which is not at all possible by any means, not allowed by any regulations in any country. And that was required. That is what I have been telling you, my beloved students of underground coal mining methods. You should be ready to design innovative mining methods and then give to the underground mining technologies in India a new methods, right? So now you see what you are able to understand. Are you able to see this? This is a barrier pillar, and he is our deputy chief controller of mines, Mazumdar, who was a static control engineer with me at that time, right? Now he is showing a hole here. This is for measuring on the barrier pillars. Barrier pillars in the seam number. What is the seam number? Now you are able to see. What is the seam number here? You should respond immediately, my beloved student. Underground coal mining methods. This is a 3 seam, and there are 3, 4, and 5. 3 seams are there. Seam number 3, seam number 4, seam number 5. These 3 seams were extracted simultaneously. Otherwise, simultaneously, more than 2 contiguous seams are not allowed as per law. Right. Then other things I will explain, of course. Now, this is what is a barrier pillar between the panels, and this is a 29 deep of 8.5 level. Are you able to read this, Devi and our Saswat?
Sir, what do you mean by 29D?
What I am explaining you, right? This 29 deep and 8.5 level. 29 deep is when you have a mine, total mine. In that mine, suppose you just imagine this is your mining area, lease area of 3-4 kilometers and 2-3 kilometers here. In that, now you must have entered through inclines, 2 inclines like this, and then here from there you started levels like this, right? And here these dips, dip number 1, dip number 2, dip number 3, this is a number what we give, right? And then levels, level number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that levels we give. Okay, that is what is the meaning of this. Then this is of course to measure the load coming on that barriers, because that was a method designed for the first time in the international scenario. That's why nobody will permit, only the DGMS permits as an experimental trial, and that's what you are seeing here. Now a little bit more further you can see is our Damodar, who was a scientific assistant with me. Now he is a very senior Dr. Reddy in Canada. You may be seeing, if you write Damodar Reddy, you will get him. And he is taking readings. He is with me in investigations on designing that methods. Now you can see those who belong to Singareni collieries. Anybody living in the area of Singareni collieries? Any of our students, 59 students? Yes, no. Anybody is living in the area of Singareni collieries? Otherwise, no problem.
No, sir.
Now, this is a tunnel. This is a crosscut, or this is connecting from 3, 4, and 5 seams with a parting of around 7 meters. Now, with me is our Narayan, who was a at that time assistant manager or safety officer. Now he's area general manager in RG1. When you go, you will be meeting him. He looks smart as he was looking at that time, but I am not so smart at that time. Now you see, still I am not smart. No, here दाढ़ी है मेरा साथ, ठीक है. So this is entering from one coal seam to other coal seam, and then now why I am showing this is now you can see the conditions in that mines, how that roof appears. Then in these conditions you are designing the methods. This is a sandstone parting between the coal seams, 3 coal seams. How this parting with silicon sides in between, and different streaks, joints, maybe some fault planes. Now you can see different layers and all those things you can see here. So now that is the reason why I wanted you, since you said you are not gone inside the mine, I want you to go inside the mine and see what is happening here. Right. So this is the total pillar, how it is extracted, depillering, and that was designed to have proper workings. And in that way, when we are having these workings, now you can see how this method was designed in that mine. That mine is underground coal mine of RK8 incline, where these supports, now you can see different type of supports, as our Ayush said rightly, these are the props of different type. These props are, some props are there, steel props, some props are wooden props, and then chalks. There are different. These are the chalks on this side, and these are the props which are steel props, and some wooden props also may be there. And now you can see different type of supports, how they are using it here. I should not take much time. Now little bit more, if you see, these are the chalks made of different wooden pieces. You can see our Mojumdar, who was a stator control engineer. Nowadays, when you go to any Singareni mines, the senior most stator control engineer is our Sridhar. He also will be seen in so many other photos and all. Now these are to monitor how much is a convergence and other things. Then most important thing what I want to show you here is, now you see different type of supports and how depillering is done. And when you go to the mines, you try to see all these situations of development, depillering, when it is a long wall mining, how workings are there. Those who can read Telugu, they can read it here. What are the readings of convergence? Our thing was written in that RK8 incline at that time. And then here, yeah, I am taking you a little bit forward with now you can see even the GOF, how it appears here. Then other situations of that depillering panel, and you see how it is being loaded in a most conventional or semi-mechanized way. A side discharge loaders loading onto these tubs, and tubs being hauled through whether endless haulage and then direct haulage and then tugger haulage, whatever. And then you can see different roof support systems. And now I am showing you the GOF, my beloved students, of underground coal mining, because this is very rare to see. But I wish when you go to the mines for any mine visits, you should visit and see all these type of situations. And now you can imagine in any mines, even videography and photography is not permitted. You know that? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Shashwat?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And this is, I told you, my beloved students of underground coal mining, this is a Ministry of Coal project, and that is the reason why I have taken special permission from whatever the concerned agencies, right, with special precautions and with arrangements for video and photo and all that, so that that can be brought to our next generations. That has been my main motto of knowledge to flow like a river water, not to store like a pond water. And I hope you will get the advantage of all these things. I am just moving forward now. I am taking you into the GOF. Now you can see close view of the seams, how it appears, different layers. It can be wet rain, dew rain, so many things you may be learning in different other courses, right? Don't worry, ये कोई दाढ़ी वाला कुछ दिखा रहा है, देखिए अंदर में क्या दिखा रहा है, ठीक है? A Dadiwala Usame scientist, right? And he is showing you inside the gove how it appears, right? So inside that, beyond this last line, now you must have seen a beautiful drop of water. Have you observed the drop of water? This is a gove. You have to respond when I ask some queries so that I can tell some
Yes,
more.
sir. Yes.
Otherwise, I may think my voice is not audible. Okay, it's okay. So this is beyond the GOF support. Inside the GOF, what is happening? You see how much fallen. And now to monitor this, what type of instrument I can use? Right, I cannot use anything except any wireless sensors and other things. That's what I did just after taking up as a professor in 2006 in NIT Rourkela, first time in the education system, introducing computer science, electronics, electrical, instrumentation, all engineers with us. And now we have around 20 PhD scholars throughout India working on developing these instruments to study this Go behavior, which of course I will be telling you so many things later. Now you see, this is a GOF, how it appears, and we should understand its behavior to design the mining systems, right, and make it safe. Now, are you able to see a beautiful drop of water? Once again, right. You have seen it, okay? That's what is a blessing of this underground coal mining. And then instead of taking much time, now it is 10:56. Now you must have seen the arrangement, what was made for that GOF, right? And you have seen now, and this is what just I wanted you to see. And other things, of course, now I stop at this stage. Then we go for continuing with our other part of the class. And one more thing is, last 2 minutes, our CR should remain so that somebody will be, that will be utilized for maybe 1 minute for asking any doubts, and other time maybe for summarizing. At least one of the students will be summarizing what they learned, and that's what we do. Okay. And now just for a minute only, I will be showing, going back into our this one. Yes, the references, because we are supposed to see these are the references by underground coal winning of coal and SP Mathur. This is by TN Singh, who was a former director of CSIR Simfa, with whom I was working for 10 years, right? And he's also my PhD guide, one of the guides. And SP Mathur Saab, coal mining in India, and RD Singh, he was my guide in BTech project. Professor RD Singh, with whom I was working for a long time, and SS Peng and Chiang, with whom I was having an international arbitration fighting against the methodology, technology, rock mechanics issues as far as Kotadi case study of international arbitration concerned. And you can see so many books then, journal and conferences. There are so many like international journal things I have given here, and SK Singh, and this is by Professor DP Singh, who was again my guide and emeritus professor for a lifetime in ITBHU, was a vice chancellor also to the universities. Why I am telling all this is, whenever you write their names also, you will get a lot of information, my beloved students. And SK Singh, of course, he is very senior manager. Now he is a senior deputy general manager. Now there is a 2 minutes left. So with this, I just want to stop at this stage. Now anybody can ask the doubts for about 1 minute. And in the next class, I will explain you how the teacher assessment marks are awarded, what is the procedure that we follow, along with all other. I will be taking you to the mines, underground mine like this. Inside the mine, this is a GDK incline. So like this, we will do that. But before that, let me know if any doubts, so that we should not enter into others class. If there are no doubts, now our CR, not CR, anybody can say, summarize what you learned today. Anybody. It is open to all. Otherwise, it goes automatically to both CRs. They should say within 30 seconds to 1 minute what they learned today. Meanwhile, I am just scrolling through these photographs. Yes, continue, Saswat. What you learned today? Within 30 seconds to 1 minute, right?
We learned about various underground mines, like we saw visuals of underground mines through a video, and we learned how our class is going to proceed. And what else?
Okay,
We
anything
learned
more?
about Sil and Kothari mine, and we learned about Seam also and Scamp.
Very good. So we try to see what is the syllabus that we will be covering in this semester, along with some of the underground mines and all. What I wanted to give you a glimpse of how it appears and problems what we have. And in the next class, we start with how your teacher assessment marks and all are supposed to be done, and assignments and all, how it is given. And then with so many other examples, we will enter into the subject. So all the best, my beloved students. Now, shall I close for today? Shall I
Yes.
stop? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And before
Sir,
Yes,
stopping,
sir.
generally, yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Anybody want to have
Sir,
any doubt?
will you visit the underground mines during our internship?
Definitely, if you are interested, you can go to the mine tomorrow itself. We have so many projects in so many areas. Only thing is, that's what I said, my beloved students. Depending on your interest, that's what I said. Learning-based education. It is not teaching-based. Learning-based. What you want to learn, right? I am ready to give to you. As far as underground coal mining methods or MN 2102 is concerned, with my little experience of 35 years. 20 years as a scientist and whatever, 2 years in management and about 15 years as a professor here. Okay. So,
Sir.
any other doubts?
Sir, I have say silly doubt that proper definition of GOF, that I read the definition of just know that GOF is the area when long while mining is
Very
done.
good. So
But
now you see the time, and CR is responsible to keep up the time. Okay. And this question Ayush, as he was asking, we will be taking up in the next class. Ayush, okay?
yes, sir. Proper definition of
Time
GOF
is
is.
up and you may be required for other class,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So your question is regarding the GOF, okay?
Yes, sir.
GOF you know very well. It is extracted area in coal mine. Otherwise, in metal mine, what you say? GOF.
No,
In
sir.
metal.
In long while mining, I know I only saw that what is will be GOF. Sir only shows the photos of GOF. This area
Right.
will be GOF. That say, and but I don't know the proper definition of GOF. So I
No,
asked
it
sir
is
what.
any area which is extracted is called GOF. Other than development, very simple.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Extracted area in coal mines is called GOF, and extracted area in the metal mines is called stone. That is a difference. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, shall we close for today's class of our
Yes,
MN 2102 underground
sir.
coal mining
Yes,
methods,
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
so
sir.
sir.
that
Yes,
we
sir.
can go into the next class. Now I am stopping recording. Now before stopping, what we have to say? Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, right? And
Okay,
Jai
sir.
Underground.
Jai Hind, sir. Jai
Jai
Bharat.
Hind.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Jai Bharat.